It's official! The Medical Doctor Apprenticeship has been axed, and it was announced on Christmas Eve via an article in the Telegraph, which is quite cool because it's the first time Future Doc has appeared in an article, so you can read that if you want to see more. But they announced that they are no longer carrying on with it. Now, originally, as you probably well know, there's a lot of controversy around it, and we had a lot of comments in some of the videos that we made about the apprenticeship. But the idea was to widen access, make it more representative and accessible, as I said, and more representative of local communities. And people were going to be paid about $14,500 in the first year to about $22,000 in the final year, and it was going up as they did it, to work whilst they did their medical training. So the Telegraph reported that last month they told the universities that this scheme would be paused in perpetuity, so basically stopped as far as the Labour government continues. But that's following an announcement in the Labour conference that was in September that they would be pulling funding from any master's level apprenticeships and that sort of thing, so it kind of follows in line with that. Now, Labour have said that they were concerned that it would cause a two-tier system and the people who went through the apprenticeship being seen as lesser qualified. But that is one of the main objections of the apprenticeship. But really, when you look into it, a lot of those kind of concerns are a bit misinformed, because when you look at how it's trained and how it's tested, they have to meet the exact same standards, they have to pass the same exams. So I think sometimes people are a bit scared of these new things, but when you look at how they're assessed, they have to meet the same standards. So I kind of am unsure and undecided yet about whether that is a fair comment. And it's the same with the other comments that were objecting against it. Some of them were insinuating that basically doctors would be let loose on their first day on patients and they would be free to run havoc, which is obviously not the case, and people would be very sensible about the exposure to patients and the amount that they can do, and that would be graded and tempered according to their skills and ability. Now anyway, this begs the question of what are they going to do with those two cohorts, the one in Plymouth and the one in Anglia Ruskin, that have already started this scheme and say it's going really well and they're really enjoying it. Anglia Ruskin already started recruiting for next year. I'm not sure whether they are going to stop that or continue with that cohort, but that for now is the end of it. So it's going to be really interesting to see what they do with those 40 or so students that are currently in that system. My guess is that they will incorporate them probably into the regular medical cohort years somehow, and then just put them through the normal course and transfer them over to that. But that is just an assumption. But it begs the question, and something that I talked about in that article that the Telegraph broke when I was interviewed, is could we not incorporate some of these themes into the regular and traditional route? During COVID, we raised the number of places available in the conventional medical school training system by about 33%. So it is doable, and we know that we can do that and keep the standards high for the trainees that go through it. So could we not do more to make more places available there and incorporate that with some widening access to make it more available to those people who come from less privileged backgrounds and historically have had less access to medicine? But ultimately, it all boils down to the same thing. Of the thousands of people we've helped to get into medical school here at Future Doc, we know that everybody simply just wants the best training that they can get to get into medicine. That is as simple as it is. Everyone wants that, everyone understands that, and really that's completely understandable for people to want the best training that they can get to be the best doctors they can be. So if you want to find out how to get in via the original route and see how we've managed to get over 90% of our applicants into their first choice medical school, check out this video here where we can show you exactly the steps that we take to help you on your journey. But thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.